Hello everyone, wanted to give you an update on the severe weather threat and what we're expecting for the rest of the afternoon and evening. We've already seen one round of storms pop up ahead of the cold front, and these have been severe storms. We've gotten reports of a little bit of roof damage, fences down, power lines down, trees down, lots of wind reports coming in, but there have also been some hail reports of quarter and half dollar size hail, this stretching from Lexington, Kearney on up to the Norfolk area now. But we still have an additional round of storms to come, and maybe two actually. A very stormy situation, a very complicated situation where we're going to see a main line of storms form along the cold front, but we're seeing initial rounds of storms fire up ahead of that cold front. So we have a severe thunderstorm watch, even in places that have already seen some severe storms today. We're not done with the threat. Notice the severe thunderstorm watch until 10 o'clock this evening for much of eastern Nebraska and northwestern Iowa, Sioux City, Norfolk, Columbus, Fremont, Lincoln. A couple places not included in the watch, Beatrice and Omaha. That's because the storms are expected to arrive later and they may be weaker. So we're highlighting with this severe thunderstorm watch where the threat for severe weather is the greatest. I will say, though, if you're in Beatrice or Omaha, the severe threat is not zero. We're just not as confident in the severe storms reaching places like Beatrice and Omaha. Let me show you the latest high-resolution model that we have, showing you what's going to be happening at 5 o'clock this afternoon. So there's that initial round of storms that fired up and has been causing the storm damage so far, leaving the Norfolk area and pushing towards Sioux City. If you're in Sioux City, do want to mention this round of storms may scrape you with some very high winds and some hail as well. Jump ahead to 6 o'clock. Maybe a little bit of a lull in activity, but notice how there's two areas of green showing up here. So we may see another initial line of storms fire up ahead of the cold front, which that's what you're seeing around the Kearney area, Broken Bow. That's going to probably be the main line of storms that could still be severe. But we also got to keep an eye on this, a line ahead of the main cold front, because there could be some severe storms within that line as well. Notice where that is at 7 o'clock, around the Columbus area, maybe around Lincoln at 8 o'clock. But I do think that that initial line will probably weaken, and then the main line along the cold front will become the main story. So I know there have been storms in Kearney already today. We're looking at additional storms probably around 8 o'clock or so along the cold front, and there's still a chance for those to be severe. There's 9 o'clock. Notice how the main line is now the focus, and those additional storms ahead of the cold front disappearing. So most likely time for this cold front and the storms associated with it is going to be in Grand Island. Looks like about 9 o'clock this evening. Probably about 10 o'clock for Columbus, and maybe just starting to push into the Lincoln area. Now notice what happens after 10 o'clock. Lots of dark shades of red showing up at 10 o'clock still, right? Indicating some strong storms and potentially severe storms. At 11 o'clock, though, notice how it looks a little bit more broken as it starts to push into Omaha. So it may be that we're going to get storms in Omaha. That is looking likely, heavy rain and lightning. But as far as a chance for hail and damaging wind, it is looking lower in Omaha versus other places farther to the west, though I do want to say not zero. It's still a chance that severe thunderstorm watch could be extended and ultimately include Omaha. But by midnight, it looks like that's going to be it. Notice how not seeing those shades of red anymore, just some leftover thunderstorms and showers. Now, it may take a while for all of these weak thunderstorms and showers to clear the area, but by 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, maybe a couple of stray showers left over, but it looks like most of the activity will be out of here. So, as far as the threats are for the rest of the afternoon and the evening, again, most concerned about what we've seen so far. Some very strong wind gusts, possibly up to 70 miles per hour. We've been seeing that already, and that threat still continues. Probably not going to see as much hail as much as we're going to see reports of damaging wind, but I'm certainly not going to rule out the possibility up to half dollar size hail. Most of it's probably going to be smaller than that, but the biggest hail we could see is half dollar size hail, which is big enough to do some roof damage and leave dents in your car. The chance for a tornado is very low. We haven't seen one yet, but we can't rule it out. Maybe an EF0, EF1 tornado, a short-lived one spinning up. We'll keep an eye out for that, but the chance is very small. And there have been some places already that have picked up about an inch of rain, and you could see another inch of rain in those spots. So again, not widespread. Most of us are going to see an inch or less of rain, but there could be a few spots that pick up 2 inches of rain and low-lying and poorly drained locations, that could result in a few flooded roads. So the two big takeaways for the rest of the afternoon and evening, if you don't have to be out, you can just stay inside, that's great. Not going to be a pleasant evening out there. If you do have to venture out, though, make sure your phone is fully charged. That way you can be alerted if a warning is issued, a severe thunderstorm warning, or maybe outside chance of a tornado warning. Then you can head inside, take shelter, because you don't want to be caught outside in these storms.